A player literally denied continuing a game because he couldn't play well? Let's find out. We've all been there, and it's terribly uncomfortable. A situation where someone says or does something highly inappropriate without thinking, and what results is dead silence. This is the type of silence that makes one want to sink out of their chair, teleport themselves to another dimension, or jump into a DeLorean and go back in time. Anything to avoid the utter discomfort of finding themselves in an awkward or a really weird moment. No amount of forced chuckles or subject changing can save one from a humiliating weird moment, and you basically just have to swallow the bitter pill and move on. It's a different story when you're in sports and awkward moments take place. On live television, there are cameras capturing every moment as it unfolds for live television, and unfortunately it's unscripted, and there are no takebacks or do-overs. That's why we've gathered here some of the weirdest moments in NBA history caught on camera. First up at number 7, the Chris Paul 3-team trade vetoed for, quote, basketball reasons. In December 2011, as the NBA was just about to wrap its 5-month lockout season, a trade occurred that would have shaken the NBA to its core, and then amazingly, it was cancelled. The proposed trade would have been between the LA Lakers, the Rockets, and the New Orleans Hornets, where Chris Paul would have been sent to LA, Paul Gasol to Houston, and a number of role players from both Houston and LA going to New Orleans. The late David Stern was acting as the principal decision maker for the Hornets, who were temporarily without an owner. I mean, the trade getting cancelled was already weird, but when asked why it got cancelled, he merely stated basketball reasons? What? The vetoed trade would create a ripple effect in the NBA, and its controversy is still talked about to this day, with plenty of unanswered questions. Imagine the awkward conversations that occurred between the players and the team's front office when it was discovered by players that the team that was looking to ship them out had to say, whoops, it's not going down. Glad to have you back? Yeah, yikes. At number 6, Nick Young shoots a 3, confident he makes it, it bricked. When you're getting into a good rhythm on the court, it may feel like the rim is a mile wide and you just can't miss, like Curry or Clay. And that's how Nick Young felt in the middle of a blowout game in 2014 versus the Knicks when Swaggy P launched a three-pointer and turned away from the goal to celebrate, certain that he had switched the shot, only to realize a second later that he missed. This moment took place at the tail end of a Laker record 51-point fourth quarter when Nick Young, who contributed to the blowout by nailing 5 straight three-pointers, took another three-point jumper and turned his back to the basket to raise his arms and flash the three-pointer hand signal. In hilarious fashion, the ball would clang in and out, and Young would have to cut the premature showboating short to get back on defense. It's not something that Young should hang his head in shame about though, but it was funny and weird nonetheless. At number 5, Maverick players getting in the way of Westbrook's dancing routine. Russell Westbrook is known for being an absolute monster on the basketball court. He's also known for his eccentric sense of style and even more eccentric pregame rituals consisting of a whole lot of silly synchronized dancing with fellow teammates. As ridiculous as his little dance number is, it apparently works to get Russell pumped for the game and try for another triple-double. However, during the 2016 playoffs, some Dallas Maverick players may have been fed up with Russell's little dance party and decided to try and crash it. Maverick players Charlie Villanueva and Justin Anderson walked in between Russell Westbrook's pregame routine and are given light shoves out of the way by an annoyed Westbrook. I mean, that's so weird. Just focus on your own game. Why do you all have to fight about it?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
At number 4, Robinson jumping all over Pierce. In the closing minutes of a heated back-and-forth matchup, every possession counts. These are moments both fans and players live for, a potential clutch play that will deflate or erupt the rabid crowd and fire up teammates. Usually, if one is successful, there are high fives all around, chest bumps, smack on the rear, and all kinds of amped-up celebrations. Sometimes even a player joins in with his congratulatory teammates and revels in the game-changing play. Other times, a player is so in the zone he disregards any pat on the back. And this was one of those instances. In 2010, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks were playing down to a wire in a close game. In the final possession, the ball was in Paul Pierce's hands, and as customary of the truth, he was able to steal the game with a clutch jumper. With the game decided, Paul Pierce ran to the other end of the court like an airplane to showboat his great play. Teammate Nate Robinson wanted to celebrate with Pierce and jump on his back, but apparently Pierce wasn't interested. What resulted was a weirdly hilarious sequence that nearly broke Nate's neck. Hopefully Nate has learned something from this and will keep his feet planted on the ground rather than his face and celebrate safety. At number 3, Kevin Love and Wesley Johnson's handshake attempt. In the NBA, it's customary for teammates to show solidarity and support with frequent handshakes. Some get cute and do special handshakes that have all sorts of gestures and movements in them that they may have spent more time on choreography than practicing their shot. During free throws, though, most teams keep it simple and give a quick, supportive handshake, whether a player makes or misses the shot. Easy peasy, right? Well, apparently not for former Minnesota Timberwolves teammates Kevin Love and Wesley Johnson, who found themselves in a painfully weird handshake gone wrong that would never end. Or did it even really begin? Johnson tried to go for a handshake, but Love took too long to approach, but when Love was ready, Johnson looked to have given up on it. When Johnson noticed that Love had extended his hand, he looked to come back, but the distance was too much that he once again disengaged. Finally, they would meet up to awkwardly seal the deal. Yes, I just provided a play-by-play of the entire charade. My bad. At number 2, Dick Bavetta and Charles Barkley race, then kiss? NBA All-Star Weekend is a time for all the fans and players of basketball to take a little break from the hard grind of the NBA season and just have some fun. There's usually a good slew of activities set up annually before Sunday's traditional All-Star game. We got the dunk contest, three-point contest, and there's the yearly celebrity game that takes place, and all the other fun little events. But sometimes the NBA decides to hold an event no one really cares to see, featuring people no one really wants to see. And that's what happened in 2007 when the NBA held a race for charity between NBA referee and senior citizen Dick Bavetta, with NBA legend Charles Barkley in the mix. The whole race was inconsequential and unnecessary and was capped off with a kiss on the lips between Barkley and Bavetta. What? The NBA may have been going for comedy, but it was mostly just uncomfortable and weird for the live audience and for those watching at home. The moment did provide a funny moment where Shaq would tease Barkley on TV over the incident by stating, "You kissed Dick in the mouth." Oof. And finally, at number 1, Scottie Pippen refuses to enter a game on the final play during the playoffs. Scottie Pippen may have been one of the greatest small forwards ever to play the game of basketball, but he's mostly known for playing second fiddle to Michael Jordan during the Bulls championship dynasty years. However, when Jordan retired to give baseball a try, Pippen saw it as a prime opportunity to prove that he can carry the Bulls team as the marquee star. With a big chip on his shoulder, Pippen struggled in the role, and he was clearly frustrated. This was made weirdly evident when in the crucial final moments of a playoff game versus the Knicks, Pippen refused to go in the game. That's because the final play was drawn up for Tony Kukoc to take the last shot rather than Pippen. The incident has gone down as one of the darkest moments of his NBA career, which he surely regrets.
Scottie Pippen has finally admitted how mad he is at Michael Jordan. The fact that The Last Dance was released early was the only good thing about the pandemic shutdown, but Pippen looked awful. They highlighted when he quit on the team in 1994. MJ literally used the word selfish, talking about Pippen not having surgery before the season.
Well guys, that's it for today's video. Let us know what was the weirdest moment from NBA history, in your opinion, in the comment section down below. We hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss any of our videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.